Hello, this is Brian Berenson again. Another Shrink the Government video. And I don't know how many people have watched the first one or will watch the second one or watch the ones I make in the future. But I'm going to be making them because we are coming up to an election, a very important election for our country. And the thing is that the elections are like hiring a new employee or new employees. Once an employee has been hired, and I've been an employer, so I know, you cannot just walk away and leave the new employee to do and trust that they will do the job as they have been instructed or are expected to do. Once they've been hired, then you have to be very vigilant and diligent about how they are doing the job. They're making sure they're doing the job they were hired to do. So when we elect people to our to Congress, to the state legislatures, to the city councils, and this year to the presidency of the United States, once we have elected them, we need to be even more vigilant on their behavior than after we've, we must be, boy, am I having some troubles tonight. We must be more vigilant on how they do the job once they've been hired than before they applied for the job. You know, that is what is where part of the problems of our country that we have exist. We have been conditioned or become lazy and believe that the once a person is hired or rehired as in a member of Congress, state legislature, city council, or president, when they are reelected, will do the job as they have promised to do. They have not, and we need to start enforcing that, making them do the job as they promised they would when they were applying for the job. If they don't do the job, fire them at the soonest opportunity possible. Then we will control our country and our government will not. Actually, we are the government, but we have, by not being as vigilant and keeping track of the job that our employees do, we have given up that power to them, and we need to take that power back. And another thing that one of the reasons that this needs to be done, the primary reason that this needs to be done is that, as I mentioned in my first video, was that we are $16 trillion in debt. A trillion, it's a mind-boggling number, $1 trillion, or a trillion anything. A trillion seconds ago, Cro-Magnon man was crossing the earth, or and there was no civilization. It was just so this is something, and so you multiply, that's 31,000 years ago. Multiply that by 16. Get my little handy dandy calculator here. Okay, I don't know if this is showing up on the screen, but here, 16 times, oops, wrong button, again the wrong button, 16 times 31 equals, that's 496,000 years ago. Or, I mean, that's 16 trillion seconds ago was the Big Bang. So it's important. And why is it important? Because when we're this deep in debt, our government will collapse. Our economy will collapse. There's no ifs, ands, or whens buts about it. It will. And when that happens, the progressives, the liberals, the Democrats, the big government types, and their lapdog mainstream media will, again, as they did with FDR, try and portray it as a failure of capitalism and as a failure of our political system. That's bullshit. Plain and simple bullshit. I apologize for the crude language, but I can put it in no other terms. The reason our economy will collapse, and when it does, it will make the Great Depression look like a Sunday school picnic, is because the progressives have always wanted to spend more money than our government takes in revenue. Spend more than it collects in taxes. And they've got the bullshit idea that, well, we can always tax the rich. That doesn't work. But they will try and palm off the idea that it was capitalism failing again, when they know damn well that it is their spending more money than we have that is the cause of the coming economic collapse that will happen. You know, whether we elect Romney or whether we re-elect Obama, it's going to happen. If we elect Romney, he might be able to do something to make it a little less painful. If we re-elect Obama, it's going to hurt like hell. I mean, it's going to make, like I said, make the Great Depression look like a birthday party. You know, and that's what we need to do. We need to realize, I got to check the time here. Oh, running out of time here. We need to realize and admit that the programs, the government programs of the progressives are the cause of our impending economic collapse. Absolutely no other reason. Well, there's one other reason for our impending economic collapse, and that is the Federal Reserve. The idea that we can just print more money, by running the printing presses, and that will solve our problems, keep our economy running, is more bullshit. And we've got to realize that and accept those facts and do something about them. I hope like hell it isn't going to take, we can avert or lessen the effects of the impending economic collapse, but I have my doubts about it. And, when it happens, and when the progressives start lying again, remember, you heard it here first. They're full of shit. They're bullshit.